Hello viewers, welcome to Vidyalakshmi YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss chapter 2 from Civics, 8th standard social science, understanding secularism. So as a civic people we have to take responsibility in our hand. So now we are all living in the modern world. So it is our responsibility. All should be treated equally. That is the main aim of this particular lesson, especially in 8th standard. We have to maintain our civics responsibility. For our kind understanding, I gave one quote. So let me start the session with the quote. Civic education and civic responsibility should be taught in elementary school, especially in the 6th, 7th, 8th. Okay, that is why they gave the line. So this was said by Donna Brazil, American politician. Okay, so our lesson name already the title is given, learning objective. So this particular lesson is getting subdivided into two important video sessions. In this session we are going to see the first part. Totally 4 objectives we are going to discuss. From the 4, first 2 we are going to discuss in this particular session. That is, what is secularism, understanding secularism. Again we have 2 more subtopic. One is positive ideals and why secularism. Okay, so these are all the things we are going to discuss. Right. As usual, we will start the lesson with a famous quote said by Mahatma Gandhi, father of our Indian nation, who gave a beautiful quote. His quote is, I do not expect India of my dreams to develop one religion, that is to be wholly Hindu or wholly Christian or wholly Muslim. Okay, so that is why he gave the beautiful line, that is to be one day, my dreams to develop not only one, but I want it to be wholly tolerant. So everyone can tolerance. So tolerance is very, very important concept here. Okay, with its religions working side by side with one another. So this statement is given by Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. Objective number 1, what is secularism? Number 1, what is secularism? Ever since human conceived the concept of community living, they also devised rules of living in the community. When they started living together when they formed a society, on that time only this particular concept getting grown. These rules then needed to be administered. Someone they framed the rules, but someone want to administer, and the members of the community had to be controlled and governed. So administration is nothing but controlling and governing, that's all. Okay, thus started the system of governance. Gradually the community grew larger. This is why when they started, once they framed the set of rules and regulation, it helped them to form, the number getting increased. That means everyone living in a settled environment. Whatever their need, it is getting received on the doorstep. Their expectation getting received on the doorstep. Then community grown up. Turned into township. At first they started in the villages. So in early classes, especially in 6th standard, not even 3rd standard onwards, we came to know about the early man civilization. Okay, from the early man they started moving into the civilization. When civilization grown up, automatically everything come under the process. Now we are everything getting streamlined. Now we are in the modern world. In the beginning time when they lived in villages, after that towns were grown up, then number of towns formed one cities, and finally constituency formed. Then it is said to be a state. Number of constituency formed together and formed the states. Alongside grew some of the highlighting statements: faith, belief, religion and followers. On the other hand, when the states grown up, on the other hand, what are the things were grown up? Faith, belief, religion and followers. Tolerance means sagipitanmai. Tolerance for each other's economic status, religion and culture was necessary for their happy coexistence. If you want to live happily, what is the basic necessity there? Tolerance is must. Everyone want to live peacefully means their tolerance is must. Next, what is secularism? Similarly, the countries of the world have framed constitution according to their climate and also the food habit, culture, everything getting grown up according to their climatic conditions. If they choose to allow the citizens of all communities, cultural, linguistic and religious faith with equal rights or with differing status, the citizen of their other beliefs or religion are allowed to live within certain framework of rules and restrictions. Okay. Once, for example, if I like idli is very favorite food for me, so I am not forcing the entire people to compulsory should consume idli. So their taste will be changed. Rules is common. For example, morning we have to consume something, no? Yes, we have to consume, that is rules. But this is the thing you want to consume, nobody should insist any person. Okay, that is why they mention the line here. The citizens of other beliefs or religion are allowed to live with a certain framework. So morning tiffin is must. So someone will take according to their wish. If there is 5 or 6 varieties available now, they can pick any one or they can choose any 2. That is stated, that according to that is called a streamline, everything under a process, streamline. Such a system of politico-social setup is known as non-secular or even theocratic. That is called a theocracy. Such a system of political setup is known as non-secular or even theocracy. So there are 7 forms of government in already we discussed, but anyway this will be continued in the next session also. First I list out all the forms of government, then we will enter again one more time, we can recap all these statements. Okay, va? Next, the other system is the one which follows a political constitution principle which allows people to all faith and religion, that is called secularism, to live with equal rights if you are belonging to any religious belief. So according to your wish you can live, that is called secularism. It means there is no priority given to a particular religion, that is called secularism. In this chapter we shall study about the various facts of secularism. Facts means reasons, facts means here reasons. Okay, next, understanding secularism. The word secularism was first used by a British writer named called George Jacob Holyoake in 1851. This is one of the important one mark. So you have to, as a GK also you can remember. Okay, who used the word secularism? It was used by a Britisher. Who was he? He was a writer. What is his name? George Jacob Holyoake. In which year he used? 1851. So one just from a single line we can frame 4 questions. In particular, early secular ideas involving the separation of philosophy and religion. Life is based on philosophy only. Okay, life is based on philosophy. There we framed some set of rules and regulations, that is called a religion. Okay, don't confuse here. Life is based on philosophy. Why I am wake up in the early morning? Because for my health condition. So the whole day, because I don't know how many years I am going to live. I want to live in a healthy manner. If I am start my beginning early morning day with a cough or something or any ill health, means the whole day will disturb me. So it won't allow me to do my regular work. So I want to live in a peace. My mind should be in a peace. That is called, that particular ideology, that particular way, that is called philosophy. Okay, philosophy and religion can be traced back to Ibn Rushd, who was the Averroes, and in India the Upanishads. So it is not only the term was first used as per the theory and also the words orally we received, but the same thing was given by in the early writers, especially in India. It is completely said in the Upanishads. So we don't want to search any other, but as per the term, now we are living in the modern world. So we are gathering the information in which continents, in which particular language, who had said all those things. So we are collecting all the informations. So two people, they gave the ideas. One is about from, they are obtaining the record from Upanishads in India, and another one Ibn Rushd in Averroes. Holyoake felt secularism was not an argument. It is not an argument against a religion, but especially Christianity. It was one independent of it. Okay, it is nothing but an independence, not an argument against Christianity, is what one independent of it. Next, understanding the secularism. Next, we are moving to the next. Okay, secularism is a modern political and institutional principle. I told you before, it is a set of rules and regulations. So it is constitutional principle and has two essential features. The features are, all individuals have the freedom to live by their religious beliefs. All individuals have the freedom to live. Freedom, you can live as you like. Next, the state and the religion should be separate. The state and the religion should be separate. The people have the right to make their own decisions, and government does not legislate on issues regarding religions, interpretations and belief. Interpretation means giving some lengthy explanation, that's all. Interpretation means simply explanations here. Okay, number one, all individuals have the freedom to live. The second one, the state and the religion should be separate. The people have the right to make their own decisions, and government does not legislate on issues regarding religion, interpretation and belief. So there they are giving the independency, freedom, completely they are giving the freedom. So according to your wish, we can follow anyone. Next, positive ideals. What are the positive ideals? Number one, deep respect for individuals. The main aim of the secularism is to respect each and everybody individually. Deep respect for individuals and the small groups. Next, equality of all religion. The next one is equality. We have to treat equally all people. Each person should be helped to realize their potential. Okay, that is very must. It is very, very important. Each person should be helped to realize their potential. If I know my strength, so I can survive easily. That's all. Next, breaking down the barriers of class and caste. So further we don't want any explanation here. So it is limited. That is the thing we want to understand. Number one, deep respect for individual. Next one is equality. And number three, should be help others and break down the barriers. Barriers means the blocks. Wherever we are facing some difficulty, we have to remove. Next, why secularism is? Nearly all countries of the world would normally have more than one religious. Because of, so I told you before, because of the climatic conditions, based on their mentality, they are following different religious belief. As the population is not equally divided into different religion. So based on, according to the, at present there are nearly, as per the census, approximately 700 billion people are there. 700 crores. Okay, 700 crore people. 7 billion. 1 billion equal to 100 crore. So more than 700 crores are there. So it is not equally divided. There would be different number of people following different religions. Next, the people following the religion which has the most number of followers in a country, it is termed as a majority. We know that. For conducting voting, you know who got the majority, will be declared as a winner. Like that, in a country which particular religion is highest, means that is majority. That majority community. While the people following the religion are termed as minority. Those who are very less in number, they are called a minority. Next, usually the majority religious groups would have access to state power, and it could easily use this power to discriminate. The main problem, there only the problem getting raised. Because of the majority, they are taking their complete law making in their hand, and they are discriminating and persecute the persons of their religions. They started doing all the other things. any form of religious domination will go against the basic rights of the citizens. This tells us why secularism gains importance, especially in a democratic society. India is a democratic country. Demo means people, kratia means power. People hold some power. That is called democracy. Okay, next. Let's check. So we are on the end of the session, and I am giving one activity here. What is secularism? The previous slide we have the answer for it. What is secularism? Why should state and religion be separate? First question is what is secularism? Number 2, why should state and religion be separate? Number 3, who invented the term secularism? A writer. And also at the same time it is our duty to mention about the Vedas and also Upanishads. What are the positive ideals of secularism? That 4 point we have to write. Okay. So activity, then that is we have to do some activity. This is your assessment completely from our book bag. I gave with the answer. State which separate religion from state is called a secular state. The word secularism was inserted into the preamble by the 42nd Amendment. Which amendment of US Constitution prohibits? First, the word secularism was first used in the year 1851. The government of India passed to ban. What are the things banned? Sati system, dowry system, practice. So all of this is correct answer. Then fill in the blanks. So I gave you for easy understanding. Upanishads talk about Sarva Dharma Sambhava. The state and the religion should be separated. In dash the government is elected by method of dash. Democracy and election. 42nd Amendment passed in the year 1976. 42nd Amendment. Next, in India, the helmets are not required to wear helmets while driving two-wheelers. Second thought. Okay. Next, state whether the statement true or false. Secularism does not permit the citizen to exit from the religion. Wrong. That is wrong. So it is false. Secularism means freedom to preach. Yes, true. Mahatma Gandhi did not expect India of his dream to develop one religion. Completely false. The whole country want to be in a one roof. Everyone want to be. The main idea of Mahatma want to express we are all Indians. That's all. Next, the religious domination goes against the basic right. True. In India, state has a right to intervene in religious matter for the good of the society. Yes, it is true. So only 2 statement is false from the 5. Okay. Next. And now we are on the end of the session. Thank you for watching the video. Keep watching. Have a great day.